Well, the Phillies certainly look sloppy here this afternoon. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sensitive Media Cherry Cap this afternoon's giving to the Phillies and the Miami Marlins. As the Phillies lose 3-0 to the Marlins, as they unfortunately failed to sweep here this afternoon, but they still take 2 of 3 as the 7-game winning streak does come to a close. And I guess before we get into this, just subscribe if you haven't yet. Please, or in case you have, please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I really just hate to complain about this an incredible stretch of Phillies baseball we have witnessed. But just the way they lost this game here this afternoon was just unacceptable. Just so unacceptable. Such sloppy play. Rhys Hoskins is bottling ball at first base. I mean, the bad defense for him continues. He's just been such a bad defender over at first base. We've seen it all season long. We've seen it over the past few seasons. He's just not a good defender. He's terrible out in left field in 2018. He goes back to first base in 2019. Honestly, he's just not a good first baseman. He does not play a very good first base. It's no secret. Outboom. This is a guy that's totally turned his third base around. He's such a better defender. We saw that today. He continues to make this amazing plays over at third base. Gene Segura, I mean, a typical Gene Segura play. Yes, I understand we're all human. Let's pop up, drop as the sun gets in his eyes. Luckily, that was not ruled in there. We have a wild pitch to Kyle Gibson. I mean, when we strand the bases loaded in the bottom of the thing, nobody out, and we get nothing. Nothing. I mean, bad fundamental baseball. And everybody, I mean, I said, yes, I made the post about Keith Hernandez, criticizing the Phillies fundamentals. I think he's right to a point. Now, to say that I'm not going to call the whole series because of it, I think that's just really silly. He's definitely right about a lot of this, and this is not anything new, right? I mean, even during this win streak, we did see, not many fundamentals, and that's been one of the Phillies' weak points for a while now. Just the simplest fundamentals. We didn't need a big hit right there. All we need is a sacrifice fly. They don't know how to move the runner over, and the defense continues to be a problem. Maybe not as bad as we thought. But this defense is not good. No question about that. It's definitely gotten better, but it's still not where it needs to be, in my opinion. I still believe this is a good Phillies team. I still believe that this is a good Phillies team. I still think we have a really good chance of making the playoffs. You're not going to win every game. You also have to keep that in mind as well. You're not going to win every game. It's very unfortunate, but that's just part of sports. It's part of life. Not every day is going to be a good day, but Cabrera was just absolutely just dominant over there for the Marlins, going 5 2/3. He didn't go very deep. So the Phillies they had some things cooking, but they just couldn't get the job done. So I've never seen a team strand runners to scoring position as much as the Phillies. I just never seen it in my life, and we certainly saw that a lot here this afternoon from this Phillies team. As we stranded 19 runners on base. 19. We left 19 runners on base. Think about that for a second. The situation ending, not there. You didn't really even need situation. You just need fundamental baseball. Simple. It's a sacrifice fly. And of course, I'm not really going to expect so much out of Emmanuel Sosa, who's just brought aboard for his defensive ability. And we know he can't really hit. And of course, Brandon Marsh, he has not proven at a big league level that he's really been able to hit on a consistent basis, and that was made, very clear here this afternoon as well. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the second inning, Joey Wendell singles on a ground ball to left field. Lewin Diaz comes around to score, and it's just now 1-0 Miami. So the Marlins down, jump ahead to a 1-0 lead. I mean, hey, it wasn't really that big of a deal. You're still thinking like, hey, I mean, this Phillies offense, yes, it's been pretty quiet so far, but they're going to wake up. I mean, they woke up last night late in the ballgame off of Cindy Alcantara, so why can't they do it again? Kyle Gibson, I mean, he gave us a Kyle Gibson start today, as I said in the live stream on Instagram. When I think of today's loss, I don't even think about Kyle Gibson, because I don't even blame him for this loss. How could you blame him for this loss? He gave us a Kyle Gibson type start. He kept us in the ballgame and allowed their offense to do their job. I mean, they didn't do their job, but he put them in a position where they could do their job. But they didn't do their job. I mean, that's on them. Right? I mean, that's on the offense. Let me pick it up here in the top of the sixth inning. Kyle Gibson throws a wild pitch. Honestly, they did score that wild pitch. I mean, that's a ball that Garrett Stubbs has to block, right? That was a curveball, and it just got away from him. I'm sorry. I mean, JT is back there. I think that he probably would have blocked it. Of course, JT did get the day off today from starting behind home plate. Nick Fortes comes around to score easily. Didn't even draw a throw as the Marlins now lead to 2-0. So that was very unfortunate. So the curveball, unfortunately, did get away from Garrett Stubbs. As I said, not ruled a pass ball. That was ruled a wild pitch. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was kind of a tough call for the scores there. And then we pick it up here in the same inning. Lewin Diaz does it again as he doubles on a line drive to center field. Charles Lindback comes around to score as it's now 3-0 Miami. Something you didn't really hear about because it seems like the booth, any booth around Major League Baseball tries to hide just the horrible calls, by the umpires. There was a check swing. I thought he went, and the umpire, the third base umpire, said he didn't go, and it looked like he broke his wrist. I understand, being an umpire is not an easy job, but just time after time after time after time, they continue to mess up these calls. I mean, how many times? It's just driving me crazy, and it's certainly having a big impact on the final score. No question about that. So I don't mean to make excuses. It shouldn't really come down to that. But then the wild pitch, and then the RBI double by Diaz. That would have just been strike three. Of course, we still would have lost 1-0, but who knows? It could have changed the mentality. Honestly, leaving 19 runners on base today, which is what the Phillies did, who knows? That was Diaz's second double of the season. Is that would be a foul? 3-0 Marlins as the Phillies get shut out. They could have easily avoided that shutout. It wasn't like we were dominated against today. Cabrera certainly was good over there, but we easily could have won this game. Kyle Schwarber led spot, hit his performance, was able to draw a walk, and then he exited the game after drawing that walk because he now has a mild right calf strain. Now he's day-to-day. So we're heading into probably the most important series of the year, I'd say. Against a really great Mets team. And we're probably not going to be able to have him for at least the first game, which is just terrible. This guy terrorizes the Mets. Oh my gosh! You could have asked for a worse player to be out in this series, right? This guy just kills the Mets, and it really is not a good feeling not to see him. Probably most likely not in the lineup tomorrow night, and that's what the reports are saying, right? He's going to be out for at least the first game. Who knows? Hopefully he's back on Saturday night. Brandon Marsh came over to take over for him as he collected a knock, but we really needed him in a big spot. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. And Rhys Hoskins, he was performance this afternoon as well. Really just a lousy series. One walk here this afternoon, so that's one good thing that Rhys does, right? He turns his 0 for 4s and 0 for 3s. This is the guy that consistently gets on base. We've seen that time and time again. A 828 OPS, definitely reflects in that OPS. They're going along with 24 tanks and 54 RBI. And Al up on one knock here this afternoon as well. Derek Hall, one knock this afternoon as well. As he batted cleanup and hit DH. As JT Muto came in the ball game to pinch hit for him because Derek Hall is hitless against left-handers for his career. So think about this is a guy that does not do a good job hitting against left-handed pitching. Fortunately, JT Muto did goes down on strikes, but honestly, I don't even care. This guy's just been red hot. It's hard to get mad at this guy. Nick Castellanos single to left field here this afternoon, also going down on strikes twice. He didn't really have that good of a series, and I talked about it in the live stream. I'll say it here again. He really had to face legit pitching, and he couldn't really do a good job against it, right? He could face the lousy pitching staffs of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Washington Nationals, but then when he has to face a good pitching staff, as bad as the Marlins are, pitching staff is no slouch, and he couldn't do the job. He had a really lousy series for sure, right? It's definitely not the best at all. A 254 average now for Castellanos, and a 678 OPS. That OPS is now dipping again. Over his last 7 games, a 182 average. And a 308 on base percentage. He's definitely, still been getting on base, a decent amount, I'd say. And a 318 slugging. So he's dipped right back into his old ways. Yes, it's only 1 week of play, but it's certainly relevant to talk about. It's certainly a good point to bring up. Bryson Stott, stay hot, my friend. Another 2 knocks here this afternoon. So this guy just continues to impress. A 211 average now as he gets his OPS now above that 600 mark. Now it's 604. I'd love to see him, at least get it up above 650. Going into next year, as I talked about with Bryson Stott, I look at Bryson Stott's season starting on June 3rd, which is the day Rob Thompson took over as Phillies manager. That's when I really get to get a really good look of who Bryson Stott is as a player at the big league level, because that is when he started playing every single day. And he wasn't played every other day or every 2 days. Under old manager Joe Girardi. So he's kind of just fallen off the face of the earth, speaking of Joe Girardi. And Gene Segura, his performance today, was able to draw a walk, but losing that pop-up in the sun, I don't know what happened there. That was not marked down as an error, but still, you're professional. It's one of the hardest plays to make. But you're a professional, so I expect you to make it. I hope that doesn't sound too harsh, but I don't think that's much to ask for. You get paid millions of dollars to go out there and play a game. You should be pretty darn good at it, that's for sure. Not saying you're not going to make mistakes. Garrett Stubbs gets to start behind home plate today. Shichi Muto got the day off from starting. One knock this afternoon for Garrett Stubbs. I mean, this guy is so much better than Andrew Knapp. It's just so clear what he's done this year. 273 average for Garrett Stubbs to go along with an 828 OPS. Think about it, you're a backup catcher and you have an 828 OPS. Think about that. And nearly 80 at-bats. That's certainly no slouch at all. And Matt Fearing gets to start in center, and then he would move to left field when Kyle Schwarber left, as he also went hitless this afternoon as well. They needed him, and he struck out with the bases loaded. So shame on you. Shame on Emmanuel Sosa. Shame on Matt Fearing. Shame on Brandon Marsh. Yes, granted, that was 2 outs. At least he put the ball in play. At least Brandon Marsh put the ball in play. Emmanuel Sosa and Matt Fearing couldn't even put the ball in play. So 19 runners left on base. I think the theme of this afternoon's game is missed opportunities, bad defense, and you can just sum up as bad fundamentals. Bad fundamentals. It seems like they don't even teach fundamental baseball anymore. Kyle Gibson, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them are earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He kept us in the ball game. He didn't really have that 1 inning 4.29 ERA for Gibson. 7-5 record now as he gets smacked with a loss here this afternoon. Nick Nelson inning and striking out 1. And Corey Knebel also had 1, 2, 3 innings, striking out 1, and Connor Brogdon collecting 3 strikeouts in the time of the inning. 9 consecutive, but still, he still did a very good job. I just love his velocity. I mean, he's a guy that really was struggling in spring training. You just thought like, oh my gosh, what happened to this guy? Like, he seemed like he fell off the face of the earth. And he's really turned it around in a big way. He's become one of my favorite guys coming out of the Phillies bullpen. A 1.80 ERA. Just amazing how good this Phillies bullpen has been. I mean, that was one positive you could take out of today, despite the loss. The bullpen continues to be very, very good. So I do not blame Kyle Gibson. The defense cleaned it up. I mean, Rhys Hoskins, you have to play that every single first baseman in the major league level should make. Gene Segura, I mean, you got to catch a pop-up. I don't care the sun's in your eyes. That's why there's a thing called sunglasses, the things you wear in your eyes. Stop trying to swing for the fences. Stop trying to, be the hero. Just do the little things right. Hit a fly ball out to left field. Just a routine, ordinary fly ball out to left field. Wow. Is it the most flashy thing in the world? No, but it's going to get the job done. It's going to score a run. And hit the ball to the right side. I mean, yes, it's a little bit different now, though, of course, with the bases being loaded. Of course, you don't want the double play, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, just fundamental baseball, something that has been lacking with this team for some time now. It's not time to push the panic button, but you could have gone in, on an 8-game winning streak to this crucial, biggest series of the year against the New York Mets. Instead, you're not. Of course, you do have the 6-1 homestand, which is certainly very impressive. With sweeping the Washington Nationals in 4 games, and then taking 2 out of 3 against the Miami Marlins. So, preview of what I expect out of this Mets series is going to be very tough. Going against Max Scherzer, who used to be one of my favorite players in the game, and now he's turned into one of my least favorite players in the game. Certainly not a fan of this guy anymore. 7-10 the first pitch. I still give him a lot of credit. I still think he's a workhorse, but I can't like a guy that's on the mat. I'm sorry. I just can't. Ranger Suarez 8-5 with a 3.68 ERA, and Max Scherzer 8-2 with a 1.98 ERA. And you could thank Mr. Robert D. Manfred Jr., Commissioner of Major League Baseball, for having this game on Apple TV. So we could thank Mr. Manfred for that. So this game will not be on NBC Sports Philadelphia nor SNY. So you can thank this is one of the biggest series in baseball this weekend, and we're gonna have it on a streaming service. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. This is not helping the game of baseball. This is not helping the game of baseball. So of course we got Aaron Nola, then DeGrom, and then 1:40 the first pitch on Sunday as Zach Wheeler gets to start his former team. Just take 1 out of 3. I would be so content with that. Of course, we are 3-9 against the Mets this year. But people do seem to forget, though, that we own the Mets prior to this season, right? We have owned them for a while. Over the last decade, we have played very well against them. But this year, we have not played well against them. But people seem to just have short memories. They say, oh, well, the Phillies are really... It's been 1 year. Prior to this year, we have owned that. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia, card text 267-225-292. Email me, PhilliesHotStoveMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. See you guys.